This is Sean. He doesn't have millions of followers, he's not a celebrity, and his company's YouTube channel only has 215 subscribers. But on Amazon, he makes millions in sales. And it all started back in 2013 when Sean tried to solve his own problem. That seed of an idea made him a small fortune, and he didn't invent anything new. He just sold existing products but with a twist. In fact, in 2021, he sold his brand to a group of private investors for what I would estimate to be multiple seven figures, if not at least seven figures. Today, I'm going to analyze his brand to identify a couple of key things. What kind of revenue do these products make? What are some of their best-selling items? And what does it do to stand out against the competition on Amazon? I'm going to go deep into the Amazon matrix and hopefully extract some massive lessons for you that can help you on your journey if you want to start your very own brand on Amazon. Oh, and this video took me a lot of time to research, so the only payment I ask is a like. You can hit that right now. First things first, let's go and take a look at the brand. So this is Sean's brand, it's called Puracy, and I'm on their Amazon storefront right now. As I scroll down, you can see some of the different products that they sell. As you will see, they sell a lot of laundry detergents and different products like this, but they're natural in nature. Now, I'm not an expert in this kind of a niche, but what I am loving is the brand, and I'm loving how they've stood out on the platform, which we're going to break down as we go forward today. Now, one of the key things that you're seeing here is that they have a very clear brand, and for you, this is very important. There's something on Amazon that we call brand registry, whereby you register your trademark on Amazon and you become a legitimate company in the eyes of Amazon. Obviously, Puracy have done this because they've sold millions of dollars worth of products. And as a result of having brand registry, you end up with this really nice looking brand store where they have their best sellers, deals and promotions. You can click more, and there's lots of other options like subscribe and save and things like that as well. So you have a website within the Amazon platform, which is really powerful. Now, if we go to their best sellers, we're actually going to see obviously the items that are doing the best for them. Lots of different little features on Amazon, but what I'm interested in doing is kind of coming down to some of these big sellers. Now, I had a quick look before we started today's video, and their dishwasher pods, this is quite incredible what they've done. So just click through. We have a tool called Hero Launchpad. This is one of our own tools, and this basically can be used to identify. We have the little option over here on the right hand side. It's going to give us a lot of information about the product. We can also just use the scanner, which I'll do just for the purpose of illustrating the revenue this product is doing. And according to Hero Launchpad, this is doing $411,000 in monthly revenue. Now, if we're to calculate that over a course of a year, it's quite considerable. So let's take that monthly revenue, we'll just multiply that by 12, and that's going to give us approximately, if every month was the same, this would be the yearly revenue this one item would do on Amazon. It's $4.9 million. Now, I don't know if that's exactly accurate. I'd have to go and see their company accounts to do that, but we're just going to work on, let's just say it's an average month, right? Maybe we bring it down a bit, whatever. But if that was the case, they would be making, I would estimate, about a 30% of that should be in profit. So as you can see, that puts us to $1.4 million a year in profit before tax on this one single item. Let's try to break down what's really good about this. What have they done really well? First things first, they have a very clear brand image. As you can see, it's not too busy because of the nature of the brand as well, called Puracy. Like, it wouldn't make sense for the brand to be really busy. But a few really key points is, like, look what they've done with their images, right? So what you can learn from this for your own brand is you want to be utilizing these various different kinds of images. They also have customer videos as well. These are things that people upload. Some of these people are in the Amazon influencer program as well, which is pretty cool. But I think this is really key. So you can see there, no BS, no phosphates, and even things like no BS, that really leans into who the brand are, right? They're giving natural products because they're serving a niche within a niche in the market. And that niche is really people who want to be able to wash their stuff at home without worrying about all these different horrible ingredients that are in detergents and stuff like that. And also what's interesting is they have must-haves from TikTok as well as a search term, which I think is interesting because obviously this is done really well on TikTok, and that's really helped it do even better on Amazon. You can see it's $18.89 and you get a pack of 50. Now, what's really important here, I think, is the fact that you can see it's actually auto-delivered by Puracy LLC, fulfilled by Amazon. So this is a really cool feature that you have whenever you're on the Amazon platform with a product like this, where you can subscribe and save. So obviously they're going to create some recurring revenue as well from this item, which is going to contribute to that revenue being even higher, because obviously it'll mean that people will be auto billed on a 3-monthly basis or whatever the case may be. Actually 2 months here, and you can change it to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, whatever you want. They have most common obviously on 2 months. And so that's a nice thing. If you have something that's like replenishable, reusable, consumable, that's what this brand really is all about, which I think is really cool. Now, if we look at their bullet points, I think this is also very interesting. You can see what they've done, right? They've started out with a benefit: crush dish duty, enjoy perfect dishes, clean effortlessly. And then what they've done is they've brought out the benefits of that actual sentence. So in this case, TikTok's favorite dishwasher pods are here. And so I think actually what's interesting about that, right, is if you actually searched this on Amazon, TikTok's favorite dishwasher, search that, and we can see, look right there in the results here, Puracy shows up straight away with that TikTok title in there as well, that keyword, whereas other brands not using that, which I think is interesting. So clearly people have found it on TikTok, and then they started to use it as a key phrase within Amazon, which obviously helps it be found whenever people come to Amazon. So what that really outlines for you building a brand is when you can be on social media and get an audience there, that audience can translate back to Amazon, which is what creates a really big effect. In this item right here, if our calculations are correct, it's nearly $5 million in revenue, which is one single item, which is unbelievable. Now, the nice thing here as well, when they're frequently bought together, they're actually selling some of their own stuff here. So you got this dish soap, green tea, blah, 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 blah. So it's like it's a related item. And again, that's the power of really being on Amazon, getting all your items onto the platform. You're going to get some cross-sell opportunities well here by just having that in place. Whereas if they only sold this one item within the brand, they would be doing very well. But obviously, because they have all their various products and they have them in a range related, that's going to create another network effect whereby it's going to push up as more people come in, buy this item, they'll think, well, what else is in the brand? They'll see that there's other options from the brand as well. And here's the other thing, people are going to see the brand name, so they're likely going to search that on Google as well and go to the website of the brand as well. So another reason this is performing well is because the main key phrase I would say this is going for is natural dishwasher detergent. So if we go back to Amazon and we just search that, these are the results. You can see there's 280 results for this key phrase. As we come down, you can see that they're right here. These are all sponsored. So at the time I'm recording this, they're not showing up in the sponsored, but they're showing up right here. And that's really great because these are organic results. And as you can see here, they're very high up. Here's another company called Molly's Suds, which are a similar product with a bigger pack size. There's only 50 in this, there's 120 in that. It's a little bit more expensive as well. But if you actually look at the bestseller rank, just to take a look at this item and see what kind of revenue it's doing, we use the scanner. We can see just here it's doing $158,000 in monthly revenue as well, which points to something else that I think is very interesting, and that is the fact that you can sell a product, you can have it branded, and really there can be many different products with the similar usage that are doing well on Amazon at the exact same time. So it doesn't mean there's only room for one natural dishwasher product. There's actually room for many more. And as you can see, Puracy done a great job with reviews, 6,058, 2,452, and obviously they've kept their review rating up as well, which is really excellent. Now, quick word on why I think it's very clever what Puracy is doing as a company. You can't just go to China and get this product made. This is something that they would have had to have actually got produced in the US most likely, and they would have had to have had a team of people on board to help them with that. And let me show you why I know that that's the case. On their website, and when we go to the About Us section, if you scroll down, you're going to see a few key things. Number one, small family-owned company, right? It's winning awards. So you can see more than 20 million bottles sold, which is unreal. They really talk about Amazon quite a lot here, and for good reason. Amazon is their main place that they're making money. They talk about their reviews and all that, but they've been reviewed as well on many different places like the New York Times, Business Insider. So again, for you, start thinking about getting your things reviewed on different platforms as well. And even here, you can see they have things like best bathroom kitchen products. So like they're being presented as fantastic related to these publications, which is important because people look at the New York Times and they think, oh, well, if they like it must be good because I know who the New York Times are. But more to the point I just made a second ago, and we see down here that they have different doctors involved in the brand as well. So Julie Jackson, Ryan Blackman, these are actual people that are real doctors. This is Sean, the co-founder who I talked about, and other people involved as well. But I think using doctors is very smart because then when people actually look into it, they think to themselves, yeah, this actually must be legit product that is healthy, is going to be good for my skin, because actually what's important is that Julie here is an MD in dermatology, which is of course to do with skin. So again, getting these kinds of endorsements from people who have authority is a really clever thing to do, which when people look at it, then they go back to Amazon, it all starts to link into this message that it's natural and it's good for you and it's effective as well. So let's take a really quick look at the other products in the range to see how they relate to each other. So we know we've got the dishwasher pods, but what I think is interesting is they don't even show up here. There's a stain remover product here. There's another one which is a shampoo and body wash as well. This item here is a pet product, right? So see the way they're starting to cover all the different bases in the household as well. This is a body wash and this is a surface cleaner. So like they're literally taking all the different products that we have in our home. They're then making their own versions of them and they're tying in all of the natural ingredients and doctor approved and everything in here, which I just think is really clever. And right now at the time we're recording this as well, there's got many products that are actually sold out on Amazon. But what I thought I'd do is just take a look at some of the other best sellers and see, well, if the top selling item is doing as incredibly as it is, are all the other products doing as well, or is that one just their main product, or was it a fluke or whatever? So let's take a look at this one right here. This is doing almost $50,000 a month. So again, nearly $600,000 revenue in a year right there. If you were to add that in on top of what we looked at, you would have actually nearly $6 million a year in top line revenue, and that's for a 2-pack right there. Now we have the gel hand soap. This one doing almost $11,000. So what we have here actually within the Puracy brand is what we call a hero or lead product. And I would say that those pods are a lead product. I think when I look around at the other ones, they're all doing very well. It's still, even without that, it would still be a multi-million-dollar brand that is owned by the company. I think what was just really interesting is the fact that they have this big winner and other products really line in behind that. And for you, again, that's likely going to be the case in a lot of e-commerce businesses where you do have this big winner that's acquiring a lot of customers, and all your other products are just stacking on top of that to bring in some extra bottom line profitability as well. So now I want to look at their social media presence and see, like, are they making sales elsewhere? Are they building an audience elsewhere? Or is all their revenue coming from Amazon? We already saw they use TikTok in the search terms, so let's see what else is going on. So I'm in Instagram right now. I'm looking at the brand, and I can see obviously at the time of recording they've got some recent posts in place. But look at this, like you're like 13 likes, 11 likes, 18 likes. You know, they're not that they're doing a bad job or anything. It's just that there's not much going on. Now, if we look at the reels that they've uploaded as well, because they get a lot of reach with reels, you know, 1,600 views. This one right here was actually for one of their pet products, and this one did over 7,000 views, which is good. But you can see the kinds of ads they're doing, this user-generated content, which is obviously a really good way to advertise things. But again, it's not particularly active on there, which I find to be really interesting. Again, another product here with somebody else who's like a spokesperson for the brand coming in, did very well. This is a bit of an influencer type play because I believe this is the person that they're actually working with as well. This is their username. So that's also interesting. They are using influencers, but they don't have a huge following. Obviously, this one did incredibly well with 1 million views right here. And again, this is this user right here, Amanda, right? And this was actually the influencer. So they're using influencer marketing and they're getting a decent amount of views there. So lots of comments coming in as well, which I think is interesting. Doing well, but they're actually working with mostly these cleaning products, which again, I think is interesting. What can you take away from that? Influencer marketing, really powerful. Reels, powerful as well. There are two main weapons that they're using over on Instagram. Have a quick look on TikTok and see what's going on as well. This is their own page over on TikTok, and really not particularly active. Like they're not getting really that many views on other videos. Instagram Reels actually doing a lot better for them. So what that tells me quite clearly is it's actually user-generated content within TikTok, other influencers creating content, which is what's driving traffic back to Puracy, which I think is something you got to consider if you're going to be building your own brand. So already we can see this video here, 106,000 plays on that one. So 45 comments, decent, but just a lot of activity going on there with one of their products. Again, user-generated content from this crowd called the Spin Cycle, and it goes on. You know, 14,000. That's actually looks like it's coming from Puracy directly. It must be a little bit of from a little while ago, not that long ago actually. 70,000. So some of their older videos doing very, very well. And look, like you can't deny, like 299,000 views on that one, which I think is great. And they put in the hashtag Puracy there as well. So they're just getting their brand name out there by utilizing these different influencers. I'm not sure if these are paid influencers or not. They may well be. But quite clearly, they're getting a lot of attention on these channels. They're getting the brand name out there. And then it's getting related back to Amazon because they would not be using the search term in Amazon if that were not the case. So in closing, we can't see the kind of revenue that they're doing on their own website, but what we most certainly can see is they're doing very well on Amazon. They're doing a pretty good job of social media marketing, and their main channels there are going to be influencer marketing. A lot of views, a lot of people coming through there. So for you, I hope you took away some lessons today for your own brand, and if you did, do give this video a like as well. I do really appreciate it. I'll do more breakdowns of brands like this in the future on Amazon if this is something that you want me to do. Hope it is, and I'll see you in the next video.